Hello, 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 hello. Whew. Hey guys, it is 2:03. Sorry, a little bit late. Coming to the party this afternoon, this sunny Sunday afternoon in sunny Costa Rica. Apologies if you've been waiting. I've seemed to be becoming a little bit more late every week. And I can only say there's no one to blame but myself and my inability to keep my mouth shut. Sunday afternoons here at Rythmia, and I just talk with all the new guests that are coming, saying goodbye to all the guests that are leaving. Maybe we need to talk about changing my Facebook Live day and time so that I'm not so preoccupied. And you should see, I'm actually gonna have Kenneth take a picture of this chaotic setup that I have here. He's gonna take a picture and he's gonna post it in the comments so you guys at home can see what I'm dealing with, because I have a feeling today I'm gonna have a whole lot of, what am I doing? What my recipe am I working on? I don't know what's happening, because it's beautiful chaos. It's perfectly imperfect. Okay, before I get any further into my Facebook Live, I want to talk about something very important, near and dear to the Rythmia family, and that is this book, Shit the Moon Said, by our founder, Gerard Powell. This is, what are we on here? Today is the 25th of March, so we are coming close to the end of the contest that we've had in place for a couple of months now. You have until April 1st. If you haven't already got yourself a copy of this book, you have to get a copy no matter what. If you have it, or you're able to get a copy before April 1st, we do have a contest that's still going on, that if you take a picture of yourself with your book on social media, hashtag Shit the Moon Said, give a little love to Rythmia and the book, you'll be entered to win a free trip to come see us. So you have until April 1st to do that. So you've got about six or 7 days left. You can buy this on Amazon and at Barnes & Noble. So please go ahead and do that. And while you're at it, if you're over on Amazon, you might as well pick up a copy of this one. Miracle Meals. This is my my recipe book here of the recipes most requested by guests here at Rythmia, and it contains a few of the famous smoothies that people love in the morning. The most important and famous one being on page 13, the spirulina smoothie, dun, 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 which I have a sample of here right now today, because today on our Facebook Live we're talking about miracle meals in the form of blended beauties, blended beverages. Smooth operators. I was listening to a bit of Sade this morning, get me in the mood. And this was a request. I can't remember which viewer, someone in the past few weeks has requested that I do a Facebook Live on smoothies. So I figured, what the heck? So I can see Kenneth is standing up on a chair. Say hi to everybody, Kenneth. Give a little wave.
Hi, everybody.
He's standing up on a chair right now, taking a picture of the chaos that we'll be using today. To do these smoothie recipes. And now, you might have noticed, I am tethered this afternoon. I am attached to a tether. I have a microphone, so let me know how the audio sounds, you guys. I look a little bit disheveled. I've got a big long dress and I'm borrowing someone's apron because I didn't bring any of my own today. But I do have a microphone, so let me know how the audio is. We got some people watching here. George Bell says hi from Ontario. Hi, George. Nice to see you again. I've got Kenneth watching. Brody. Hey, Brody. Brody's watching. Linda Shelley. Hey, Linda. Satu, so beautiful to see you online again. We miss you already, you guys. I miss you. I've got Marina McKenzie saying, hello, doll from Kelowna. Hello. We actually have a lot of Canadians here this week. A lot of the new guests that have checked in are from Alberta. I've got someone from Kelowna here this week. I've got some people from Toronto. Super cool. Sean Williams, darling, nice to see you. I know that you've been enjoying some of my Instagram stories, so nice to connect with you here. Aysan, hey, nice to see you again. You've been a weekly viewer. That's super cool. Craig Malone from Adelaide, Australia. So you're watching this Monday time, right, Craig? We've got Greg Shandaruk from here saying hello. Hi, Greg. And who else? Jay Rothman saying, hey, from Huntington Beach, California. And Marina McKenzie says it's because I told them to go. Oh, amazing. Oh, so beautiful. Okay. Welcome. I got to tell you, it is a beautiful day here in Costa Rica. The sun is shining. The skies are blue. There's just enough clouds giving us a break and a reprieve from the hot sun. And we've got an amazing new round of group of guests here. And I'm super happy to be starting another week of this beautiful, beautiful thing we called life. Okay. Now that I'm here and I'm settled, let's start talking about the smoothie operators. So, smoothie bowls. If you can't scroll through an Instagram or a Facebook feed or a Pinterest page these days and not see everyone's rendition of smoothie bowls. I've been enjoying smoothies for many, many years. My go-to snack and breakfast when I was working on the morning TV show circuit years ago, I would always just make myself a big smoothie, and that helped me get through my 3 a.m. shifts. But we can really make proper smoothies that almost eat like a meal these days by just powering them up, making them great big portion sizes, and utilizing different things to as vessels for our smoothies. So we're going to be doing a few different things today, and I might as well just get started. All right, so I have got here today, I'm going to use my Vitamix blender because it's the Rolls Royce of high-powered blenders, and I've got 2 jugs here that I just want to show you. This cable is going to be a bit of a pain in the butt. I'm not going to lie to you guys about that. So please bear with me, and I hope I don't hit it and make too much noise. So I've got 2 different blender jugs here today. My standard wet blending machine pitcher jug, and then I also have the one that I brought from home. This is the model that I have at home. And you can see that it's a little bit shorter in size. The difference between a regular smoothie and a smoothie bowl, which we'll get to as we're making them, is the smoothie is quite liquid, and you pour that into a cup, and you either drink it through a straw or you drink it, just out of the cup. Whereas a smoothie bowl is something that we want to make thick enough that we can pour our smoothie into a bowl or whatever bowl, vessel, tool that we're using, and then be able to top it with beautiful toppings, as you see in all of these Instagram and whatnot feeds. So that's what we're going to do today. The first thing I'm going to do is show you a smoothie, a regular old smoothie, and this is going to incorporate a couple of interesting ingredients, and it is a banana oatmeal. I know we've probably done or heard about overnight soaked oats, so this is my smoothie version. And it's really, really simple. And I am going to have to refer to my recipes that I typed out for you guys today, because has Kenneth posted the picture yet in the comments? He hasn't posted it yet, but he's about to. So you guys can see that I have not organized myself at all today. So I have like a slew of ingredients here that I've thrown out. And I want to make sure that the recipe that I'm going to put in the comments, as always, my recipes here, I've got it typed out in English and translated in handwriting into Spanish for my kitchen team. But I'm going to put all of these recipes into the comments so that you can get a copy of them for yourselves. Let's see here. I've got Renee Scuzzi also watching from Melbourne, Australia, and Duranda. Hello, Duranda. Duranda's watching. Nice to see you live here. Okay, so I'm going to be having to check my notes every once in a while. So today I'm doing a banana nut smoothie, and to get that started, we're going to start with our frozen component, which it's going to be difficult because I have my freezer down below here, and I have to be able to bend over with my microphone. So let's see. It's possible. We're doing it. Okay. So the recipe calls for 2 bananas, and I've grabbed a bowl. Oh my God. This is my life. Tethered to my laptop. Confused. Dazed and confused, but loving life. So I've got here, this is just some frozen bananas. So Friday, before I left work, I caught and prepared all my fruit for this Facebook Live. So I got 2 frozen bananas here that I've just, when I freeze my bananas, by the way, I don't freeze them whole. Make sure you peel your bananas. I've had many a client come and ask me, how do you peel your bananas after you freeze them? I peel them before I freeze them. Tip number 1, bananas freeze much better if you peel them. I think my sister used to just take a whole bunch of like black bananas that got too ripe, and she would just throw the whole bunch in the freezer. And that's a big pain in the butt, because if you want to use the bananas frozen, you can't, it's really difficult to peel them. You'd have to let them defrost to a certain extent in order to peel them. So definitely peel your bananas. And then I like to break them up into like quarters, so they're little pieces, and I find it just blends up a little bit better. So I'm going to put in my 2 frozen bananas, and they're a little bit mushy. Because they've been in the humidity a little bit. And then the next ingredient I'm going to add is coconut yogurt. And if you have been to Rythmia, you know that I'm all about the goat milk yogurt that we serve here, and it's from our farm around the corner, Rancho Avellanes. The goats are so beautiful, so happy. They run free much of the day. They eat things like moringa and neem and just cuttings from the land. They're absolutely incredible, and all of the products that we get from them are just so nutritionally rich and sound and delicious. So I'm going to add a little bit of yogurt. And this is going to be part of our thickening agent, but it's also going to give us a nice richness. So about a cup and a quarter. I think that's what I wrote down for you guys. A little bit of that. Next thing we're going to add in is some almond milk, which I have portioned out here. So this is going to be our liquid. I'm only going to put in about half that right now because I want to check for consistency afterwards. And this is the ingredient that I like to add quite often to smoothies. These are just some oats, and these are not like steel cut. These are pretty quick cooking oats, mainly because I want them to just blend up really, really easily. So I'm going to dump in about a quarter cup of those. And side note, holy oat milk phenomenon. I don't know if you guys have all seen and heard, but oat milk is sweeping the nation in the US of A and Canada right now, which is an alternative, obviously a regular milk alternative, And something that I actually used to make quite often, I just catered a retreat for 75 people last April, and instead of using a nut milk substitute, because there was a lot of nut allergies in the group, I was using oat milk, and people fell in love with it. And it's the easiest thing in the world. If you've seen my videos that I've done in the past where we've made almond milk or cashew milk or Brazil nut milk or hazelnut milk or cashew milk again, probably done it several times, you know the technique, and it's the same to do with an oat milk. So all you would have to take is make maybe this much oats, which is about a cup. Put it in your blender. It doesn't have to be a high-powered one, with like 2 or 3 cups of water, maybe a bit of vanilla and honey if you want, or agave or maple syrup. Blend it, blend, and then strain it through a colander or a nut sack or a nut milk bag, or pass me my hairnet. I'm just gonna hold it up. I'm not actually gonna use it. Or a fine mesh hairnet, anything to strain out the chunks of the oats from the actual milk. And that's all you need to do. If you really want a really smooth oat milk, you could do it several times, like blend it, strain it, blend it, strain it, blend it, strain it, blend it, strain it. But super easy. And I know that there's been a shortage because it's become such a popular thing at cafes and bars in North America these days. So make yourself your oat milk at home. I used to add a little bit of cinnamon and vanilla, and that would make it taste like super delicious in a coffee, in a latte, and a homemade cappuccino, and it froths up really well. A lot better than like almond milks and things like that, which don't tend to froth. All right, sorry about that little distraction. Heidi Larson says, hey Meg, do you use gluten-free oats? When I can. Here at Rythmia, I do not buy gluten-free oats. It's really hard still in this area of Costa Rica to supply the amount that I would need, because we do serve oats every day. I'm working with some providers right now, because there are some new providers that are doing gluten-free oats in Costa Rica, so we're going to see if we can get that going. I personally do not have a problem with gluten. I thought I did for a long time, but I realized after a few years of incorporating gluttonous ingredients back into my diet that I don't actually have a problem with it. So I just use regular oats, but if you are gluten-free or celiac, then feel free to use gluten-free, and that would be totally fine. Do you ever add sugar to your smoothies? I don't add sugar. Well, sometimes I have added coconut sugar when I've really been needing a sweetening agent, but quite often the fruit can be enough for the sweetening agent, as well as I often use stevia. I fall in love with stevia extract and stevia powder. We also do have fresh stevia leaves here at Rythmia that I use quite often. Or you could use things like maple syrup or honey if you're not fully vegan and you're comfortable with honey, which I use, or agave, or there's tons of different sweetening agents. So quite often, if you're using really good fresh fruit that's really ripe, you don't need to worry so much about adding another sweetener. Using whole food sweeteners as often as possible. Ty says, Pura Vida from Tampa, Florida, Meg. I'll be at Rythmia the second week of April 7th, 14th. Looking forward to the food and juices and, of course, meeting you. Oh, Ty, I'm super excited to have you. That's super, super great. And I'm saying super again. When are we going to run the contest that whoever counts so many times they say super wins a prize? Apparently that's my word. Jonathan, venga. Venga. So if you've been watching for the last several months, I usually have been introducing a staff member. And Jonathan, one of my cooks, has just come on by. I think he's been on before. Jonathan dijo hello to ¿cuántas personas? How many people are watching right now? I don't know. Not important. Pero hay mucha gente. Después vean, tal vez 5,000 personas. ¿Todo bien en la cocina?
Sí, bien.
¿Todo bien con cena? The menu? ¿Todo bien? All right. Everything's under control for dinner, so I'm just going to hang out here for the rest of the day. Cuando yo estoy finito, yo tengo muchas cosas para usted. Muchos smoothies, si tú quieres. All right. See, huh? Okay, so I've got a few people here that are like ready and hanging around for the smoothies. Once I actually make one, because I haven't made anything yet. So let's get back to the topic, shall we? Okay. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Okay, perfect. So what do I got in here? Do you guys remember? Bananas, almond milk, and oats, I think, is all I have in there so far. And yogurt. So the next thing I'm going to add is some almond butter. You could substitute peanut butter or cashew butter, but this is a banana nut smoothie after all. So this is some fresh homemade almond butter. I'm just going to put in about a tablespoon. This is going to give that almond butter flavor. It's going to give more richness, a little bit of plant-based protein. Que rico. I love me some almond butter. Cacao nibs and vanilla. Awesome. So this is vanilla extract that I'm going to use. If I had fresh vanilla bean, I would just scrape a few seeds in there from the pod. I'm hoping to get some fresh vanilla beans here handy soon for maybe my next dessert live, so I can show you how that works. So we've got I had to put a little plastic wrap over some of these ingredients because the ants are going crazy these days sometimes when we're cooking outside. And then cacao. So I've talked about this in the past. I'm not sure if I've had samples. So this is the cacao seed. So the fruit, which I'm going to have at some point, the fruit itself looks like a papaya, and inside are all these little seeds. And when you break these up, that's when you get what you find at the grocery store and the health food store called cacao nibs. So you could use whole cacao, a couple of those, or a tablespoon or so of cacao nibs. So I'm going to put in a bit of each. So this is like the classic almond or peanut butter and chocolate coming into play here. And that is it, my friends. If I had ice, I would get some ice handy to blend in after the fact. I might actually have one of our amazing team to grab me a thing of ice. Maybe I'll grab one of my servers to do that so I have it handy. It's going to get loud, so I'm blending. I'm not going to go any further than that for the essence of time, but oh, he's so good. And the next thing that I want to show you, which is super fun, is alternatives to bowls. And what I've gone and done here today is had my kitchen, as they were cutting open the hundreds of coconuts that we use on a daily basis here for our fresh coconut water for our guests. I had them cut off the top of this coconut. You can see all this beautiful flesh inside. We can scoop that out and make homemade coconut milk, homemade coconut yogurt, stuff that I'm going to do a whole Facebook Live on. I just decided, coconut. I'm going to do a whole Facebook Live. Remind me, someone write that in the comments, will you? Remind me that I want to do a whole Facebook Live on coconut, and I'll do all things with coconut flesh and water and meat. So this is going to be our bowl for our smoothie as I'm navigating around my cable. Wah! It's ridiculous. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, que rico. And look at that. Yum. Who doesn't want to drink a banana smoothie out of a coconut cup? I think everyone should and would. And because it will be awkward to drink out of a coconut like this, forget plastic straws when you could use metal straws. I went and picked up about 50 of these at a little store here in Costa Rica when I found them, because they have become a go-to gift for me. And super beautiful and incredible. And look at that. Dun, da, da, da. Who wants this one? It's probably not going to be very cold because we need more. We need some ice. Maybe we can ask Byron to bring over a pitcher of ice, and then I can put ice into the rest. What do you think? Is it delicious? Kenneth is drinking that right now, you guys. You should be coming over here to show everyone how much enjoyment you're getting. Look at how dowdy this one is, by the way. It's ridiculous. It's like all hangy, and I look like a mess. But I'm cool. I'm cool if we're all cool. Everybody watching, I'm keeping my dress clean. All things coconut. Bueno, says Heidi. Okay, thank you. Now I'm going to remember when I scroll through your comments a little bit later. Am I going to put a little umbrella in it? That's what we need, little paper umbrellas to stick in our coconut drinks. Good call, Isen. Okay, so did Kenneth post that picture yet?
Yes.
You did? All right, cool. So what have we done here? We've done one recipe. We've gone 18 minutes, and we've done one recipe, and I've showed you one alternative to a regular old cup. And I've shown you the amazing straw. And by the way, a lot of people ask about these reusable straws, and ew, I don't feel like they'd be sanitary. The beauty of this is I was able to buy this tiny little brush that I now use to wash out my metal straws. And the only reason this is wrapped in plastic is because I bought a bunch of these new, so it's a sanitation plastic wrapper, and these are going to be gifts for friends of mine, if you're wondering about plastic. And this little brush, I think I bought it at the same place that I bought the straws, if I remember correctly. If not, I'm sure you could find something very similar in either a pet supply store for cleaning like little fish bowl stuff, or on Amazon, or anywhere that sells reusable straws. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is a tropical green smoothie bowl. We're moving into the bowl realm. Let me turn my pages to make sure I'm not telling tales out of school. So the first thing we're going to do is pour the rest of the smoothie somewhere. Hey, do you want some more of that, Marcus? Can I pour the rest of that in there? So I'm going to, actually, I don't even need this pitcher now that I'm pouring it out. Because I need to use my other one that has the tamper. How's everybody doing out there? Are we good? Am I making sense? Am I talking in circles? Let me know. Give me a all good. Give me a hurry up, Meg. You're talking too much. Get to the recipes. Let me know what you think, guys. All right, so the next smoothie we're going to do, like I said, is a tropical smoothie bowl. And I'm going to start with my green part of my green tropical smoothie bowl, which is fresh spinach. And I'm going to toss that in the bottom first. Whenever I'm doing any blending recipe that has leafy greens. I always put those in first so that all my other ingredients will sit on top and weigh it down so that the greens, like quite often if you put your greens on last, they just kind of float up at the top. And as you put the blender on, they just kind of spin around there. So spinach in first. I'm making sense, all good. Awesome. So after that, the next ingredient we're going to do is we're going to skip our frozen ingredients for now and get to the rest so that our frozen ingredients we can put in last so they stay nice and cold. I'm having a bit of a, okay, I'm good. So I'm going to skip the fruit, like I said. I'm going to head to the next ingredient, which is, again, some Greek yogurt, because I'm in love with Greek yogurt right now. I actually just spent a good week where I was eating mostly just yogurt for breakfast, lunch, and dinner because I was just addicted to it, and I was mixing in so many superfoods and protein, plant-based protein powders and acai berries and cacao and bee pollen, and just, it was like firing me up. I was like feeling good vibes. So I'm a little bit on the goat milk love train right now. So I've got spinach and yogurt in here so far. A few mint leaves, and I like the brightness that the mint leaves bring to it. So this is our yerba buena. It's a really big leaf, so I'm only going to put in 2 of those because they are quite strong in flavor. And then coconut water is going to be our liquid. So I've just got some fresh coconut water that came right from these pipas, and these are the young green coconuts. We call them pipa here in Costa Rica. I'm going to add that in. Just going to add in half of it for now because we want this to be a thick consistency when all is said and done. So I'm going to head into my freezer here, and I need mango and pineapple. This is so awkward, being attached to this tether, but we did it. And another secret that I should tell you guys is, and I think I've talked about this in the past in maybe one of the meal prep videos that I've done, where I used to like smoothies in the morning, but I was getting up at 3 in the morning to be at work by 3:30, so you know, every second counted. So what I used to do is I used to, on Sundays, take some Ziploc bags, pack them up in individual smoothie packs. So this is enough fruit for 1 smoothie bowl. I would also put in the spinach, maybe even, you know, protein powder or bee pollen or any other additional ingredients. I would put them all in here, zip it up, throw it in my freezer. So then at 3 in the morning when I woke up, I would just have to toss this in, not the whole bag, but empty the bag into my blender, pour in coconut milk or coconut water or almond milk, blend it up, and you're done. Because why do smoothies take some time to make? It's because we have to get all of our mise en place, all our ingredients ready. So quite often you're walking over to the pantry to get the protein powder. You're heading to the fruit bowl to get fruit. You're washing it. You're cutting it. Then you're getting all of you're finding your almond milk. Then you're getting all of your other ingredients. And that's the time consuming part. So if you spend a little bit of time on the weekend getting all of that stuff together, then it's that much quicker when it comes time. This is killing me, this apron. There we go. So into the blender goes our mango and our pineapple. And I'm just crumpling it up a little bit because these pieces were kind of frozen together. So then we've got that. And then the lid with the tamper. Tamper, presser, stir, whatever you want to call it. That's going to help because you can see there's not a lot of liquid in here. I've only put in a small amount of coconut water because we don't want this to be super runny. We want this to be thick so that we can decorate it afterwards. Hello. How are you?
Live.
We're live. So over here on the blend here, I'm going to show you how this works. There we go. So on the blender we go, and I'm going to not go too high. And as you can see, it starts to blend up, and I'm using this to just help mix. And you know what I just decided? We're going to, on the fly, add an ingredient because I have it here. I'm going to talk about it again in a second, but spirulina. This is a super, super, super awesome, super, super, super. There's 4 supers. Make that 8 supers for y'all. I'm going to add in a bit of that. It's a great source of chlorophyll, non-animal based protein. Great for the blood, great for the body, and that's going to help give our green smoothie an even more green appearance. Perfect. So I'm not going to go too crazy. Awesome. The texture is ideal. I'm going to show you that. La, la, la. Perfect. So look at that. You can see it's super thick. Like I can put my blender on its side and it's not pouring out. That's the texture we want for a smoothie bowl. So what are we going to use for our bowl today, you ask? Well, I happen to have this beautiful papaya next to me that I feel would make a perfect bowl. So all we've done is taken our papaya, and cut it in half. How beautiful is that? Oh, Mother Nature. Gorgeous. And all we've done is to get the seeds out, we've taken a spoon, easy peasy, and just scraped it out. Save these. I have in my cookbook, I have a papaya, I think it's in my cookbook, a papaya seed dressing recipe. You can use these seeds to make a salad dressing. Don't throw them out. Or dehydrate them or slowly in the oven and then just powder them into like a black pepper kind of consistency, like using your blender or a spice grinder, and then just add them on top of salads and things like that. They contain a lot of really great nutrition as well. So I'm not going to do that live right now because I have one ready already, the magic of television. And I'm actually, before I make this into the bowl, I'm going to scoop out a little bit more of this and set the fruit aside because I need to have space for all of my smoothies. So I'm just scraping out more, making a bit of a deeper bowl. A lot of restaurants are doing this now, especially here in Costa Rica. I have a lot of friends that have cafes and juice bars and stuff, and they do smoothie bowls served in the papaya. Saves on dishes if you want to do this at home. If wherever you live you can get decent papayas. My friends in Hawaii and Costa Rica and Australia and whatnot. Australia, do you guys have papaya trees growing in Australia, or am I making that up? I don't know. I've never been to Australia. My sister lived there for a year and I never visited. Definitely on my list. So look at that. Made into a much nicer papaya bowl. Place that back on my bowl. Make sure it's good and stable before we're filling it, which is fine because it's nice and ripe, so I can press that down. And then I'm going to pour it in here. And before I do that, I want to show you, I have this special spatula. I bought it like one of the discount dollar stores in Canada. I have several of these at home. I love them because it's super thin. Super duper, super thin. But it's also got two ends of different lengths that are tapered, so it's really great for scraping out of blenders, because if you're like anything like me, I get super frustrated. I get very frustrated with the amount of ingredients that I get lost down by the blade. So I bought this to help me alleviate that suffering. So our green smooth. This is so typical. This is me. But like I was talking about all these smoothie bowls that you see on the social media, they're always overflowing and oozing, and that actually makes them look even more delicious. So I'm not going to get too concerned about that. But the other nice thing about this spatula is it lets me, look at it, that's perfect. I'm not even stressing about it. It's really pretty. I'm going to fill it up even more because I can. And that right there is pretty enough. I would enjoy having that served to me, but we're going to zhuzh it up a little bit with fancy toppings because we're talking about smoothie bowls today. So one of my go-to favorite things for a topping is granola. So what I'm going to do is just going to make nice little color blocking, if you will. So a little bit of granola here on one side. You guys can see this okay, right? Do I have any? Looks green delicious, says Sen. Eric says, aloha Meg, I love your videos and positivity. I just received your book yesterday. It will be all of the recipes, but I'm truly looking forward to the carrot cake smoothie. Thank you for the dedication to living a healthier and happier life. Thank you, Eric, for sharing. Let me know how the recipes go. I'm super. I love seeing people sharing videos and pictures of my recipes on their Instagrams and stuff. So make sure if you do that, take a picture and tag me. I would love to see that. And Renee says in Queensland, I think, so she must be answering me about the papayas. Awesome. Pausing for a photo up. Okay, so we got our granola on there. Next thing I'm going to do is I've got some strawberries that my kitchen staff has delicately, beautifully sliced up for me. So I'm going to do a nice stripe of, I'm going to have to task you to get a nice picture of this afterwards too, Kenneth, because this will be nice to put on the Instagram. I'm high on life. Okay, so we've got a nice line of strawberries there. What can we do next? Let's do some chia seeds. So a nice way that you can control portions is I like to pour small ingredients like chia seeds into a spoon and then just tilt it. Let me see how I can do this so you guys can see it better. Dun, 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 dun. Tilt it on its side and just kind of tap it out gently in a nice straight line. So this kind of goes along with, if you watched last week, I think was it last week? No, 2 weeks ago, we did a whole Facebook Live on plating. It's all just about little tips and tips and tricks and secrets. You know what I don't have here today is dried coconut, which is fine. We don't need it. But dried coconut looks really, really pretty in these bowls. Kenneth has just run off behind the scenes to get me some. So we'll use that for the next bowl. Next thing I'm going to add here is just some sunflower seeds that have been hulled, beautiful. And I want a little bit of more color. So what I have, I have some fresh fruit here. So fresh mango. That's a beautiful color. It's a beautiful color. So I'm not going to be too picky about it. The messier the better as far as I'm concerned. That's my motto for life. Color outside the lines. No one needs straight lace. Stacy, I don't know what that even means. But that looks pretty good. Maybe one other ingredient, hemp seeds. And I think I've talked about hemp hearts and the omega-3 fats, protein, and fiber and all that goodness. This is a hemp seed that I actually brought from Canada. And I'm going to do a sprinkle of that down the line. So this is what we're talking about. This would be a pretty solid breakfast. Toss a couple of hard-boiled eggs on the side if you feel so fit. Maybe a little bit extra granola that you could spoon in with every bite for a little bit more satiety. But this is, you could actually add in some protein powder of your choice as well. But, maybe. Because just to show that, hey, there's some mint in there. Put a little mint leaf on there. Oh, Kenneth pulled through. You know what? I'm going to save that for my next recipe. But look at that. Is that gorgeous or is that gorgeous? And tell me you wouldn't be satisfied having that for breakfast, right? And I'm going to take a photo myself, guys. And if you want to follow me on my Instagram, you can find me at Map Wellness. And you can see this picture that will be posted there later along with the recipe. And I'm taking this now because it's frozen and I'm not going to be able to take a picture of this after. And I'm just going to keep talking. Da, 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 da. Dun, dun, dun. And Kenneth is taking pictures of me taking pictures of my smoothie bowl, I think. Live on the Facebook. There you are. Okay, moving on. What are we at for time here? 2:35. Okay, we're pretty good. Oh my God, I need to have that for dessert at my wedding. The smoothie bowl for dessert? Oh my God, I love that. I like that. That's amazing. Jean, Louise says yummy. Anthony says Genevieve. Oh, that's French, and I forget all my French since I started learning Spanish. What's the weather there? The weather is beautiful. The weather is beautiful with sunshine, just enough clouds to give you a nice break. We have a lot of our guests lying by the pool right now, some of them under the cabinas waving. Hello! It's beautiful, right? The weather's incredible. Well, Canadians, we actually have a few Canadians lying by the pool right now, and it's much better weather here than it is in Canada, that's for sure. I'm getting thumbs up. But it's sunny, but there's enough cloud that you get a nice break from the heat. There's a beautiful breeze, which is uncommon this time of year. I think this is pretty late in the year to have as much wind as we're having, right, guys? So I have Kenneth and Marcos, one of our amazing IT specialists, standing by because we're having a bit of internet problems. If you're wondering who I'm talking to off camera here. Do I like future bass music? Ty Francis is asking me. I don't know what future bass music is. Probably like it. I like most music with the exception of country. Okay, Rebecca Chavez is giving me a kissy face. That's super sweet. Kenneth, did you just post a picture?
Yep.
Why, for some reason, I can't see the pictures coming up on my thingy mahooty. Oh my goodness. So much fun having. Okay, back to the program. Again, I'm going to ask if anyone has any ideas about what they want to see in a future video. Please, 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 anything and everything. Put it in the comments because I want to come up with a list of content. What? Oh, that's Rebecca. Oh, gosh, that's Rebecca. So funny. It's one of my amazing Roots Restaurant kitchen team members that just gave me the kissy face. I was like, I wonder who's doing that. That's funny. She's actually over in the restaurant right now, and she just gave me like, hey, that was me. I don't know why, out of context, I completely forgot what her name was. Ha! Okay, so we've done the tropical green smoothie. We've done the banana smoothie. So we're going to do a mango pineapple smoothie bowl and talk a bit more about decorating that. And then we might call it quits because I'm going on and on and on as per usual. So I'm going to just head over here on my cable to give my blender a rinse out. Da, da, da. Hey, Kenneth, you want to come on camera and tell people about the Costa Rican weather this time of year and if this is normal while I'm busy doing this?
Oh, this is the more hotter week in the.
Oh, need the microphone.
This is the more hotter week in the year because the History Week starts next week in here.
What's History Week?
History Week, we call it Semana Santa. And we are Costa Rica is a Catholic country, and we celebrate all about the history.
It's like
things.
the Easter. It's like the North American Easter
exactly.
holiday. But we celebrate a whole week here.
And now it's hotter because the direction of the sun in Costa Rica is almost straight and super hot. Right now it's 28 degrees Celsius. And next week will be at 33, 34 on shade.
In the shade.
In the shade.
Amazing.
Super, just one.
And beautiful.
Beautiful, amazing, relaxing, green area, green things, you know, happy, all people is happy.
And this is the big holiday, like more than Christmas, people celebrate vacations on Easter week. Like this week is when it's hopping. The beaches are going to be like boom, boom,
on top,
boom. So many. Everyone from the middle of Costa Rica goes to the beach. The beaches are, people are piling on top of each other there.
The crowd is in the coast.
The crowd is in the coast, yeah.
And the capital is like a ghost town. You're right.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
It's a little commercial.
A little Kenneth commercial there while I washed my dishes. So what do you guys think? Is this microphone worth the trouble? Is it worth my awkwardness? Is the audio better? I know I've had a lot of feedback from guests that the audio hasn't been always the best. So let me know what you guys think. Sassy salads by Meg. Ooh, that's a fun topic. Sassy salads. I have a friend, Marcia Monaco, who's actually been a guest here at Rythmia several times, who has a company called Sexy Salads, or used to have a company called Sexy Salads. Wild Sexy Salad, which was pretty cool. All right, so what did I say we were doing? Mango smoothie bowl. So let me head down to my freezer once again. I should have done this when I didn't have a microphone on. So pretend that this isn't my smoothie bowl, but instead, or smoothie bag, like I was talking about in the freezer, but instead I've got here frozen banana, frozen mango, and underneath frozen pineapple. And the correct portions is 1 frozen banana, a cup of frozen mango, and a cup of frozen pineapple. And I'm going to just toss those in the bottom of my smoothie. And this does not get any easier. So what we add next is just some coconut milk. And I'm going to hold off on that. No, it's only about a half a cup. I'm going to pour that in. If you wanted to up the nutritional value and make this a little bit more satisfying, there's some things we could add, like a plant-based protein powder. This is a vegan plant-based. It's made with pea and hemp. At home, I look like I'm apothecary at home. I've just got shelves and shelves and jars of things for my smoothies. So that I could add in some protein powder, maca root powder, which I've talked about in the past. I love it. It smells like an earthy, smoky caramel flavor. We could add some of that in if we wanted to. Bee pollen, because the smoothie is all yellow in color, I would not put in any like spirulina or anything outside of that realm because I want to keep the beautiful yellow color. So we can add in some bee pollen, which is a complete food, really great source of amino acids, protein, carbohydrates, and fat. Moringa powder, we could add in some moringa, just a tiny bit because it is green. I'm just going to add in, and it's kind of earthy and dirty tasting, so I'm not going to go too crazy with it, but it's another one of those superfoods that could cure the world of hunger from some researchers' perspectives. And then if I wasn't going to be too crazy, I would add in some other ingredients, but instead of adding them into the actual smoothie, I'm going to use it for a topper because we're going to make another smoothie bowl with this. This lid is not going to work. It's a little bit too small. This lid will work. Oh, you know what else? I can add a bit of vanilla, just a titch. Don't want to affect the color. And a pinch of sea salt would be really yummy as well. There we go. On to the blender. Here we go. Just enough to blend it, not so far that it becomes liquidy, because we want to, again, be able to use this as the base for piling stuff on top. And what I'm going to use today is I'm going to actually just go back to that bowl that I just poured my fruit out of. La, la, la. And look at how thick that is again. Like it's not pouring very easily. Pour that into my bowl using my awesome spatula that I got for $1. And again, I mean, what I haven't shown you is if you don't have a fancy pants blender, which most people don't, you can still do these smoothie bowls at home. It's just going to be a matter of you blending and then stopping and then sticking it, using a spatula to scrape down the sides, because when you're not using a lot of liquid, it's not going to blend very well immediately. So all you need to do is just stop your blender, scrape, 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 blend again, stop, scrape, scrape, scrape. It's a bit more time consuming, but I was working at a cafe recently helping them develop a menu, and that was the case. We didn't have a Vitamix, so we were just stopping and scraping, and it was totally fine. Perfect. So I'm going to just, where's my cloth? Clean the rim of my, just going back to our plating Facebook Live of recently, just cleaning up my edges here. Look at that. Doesn't need to look perfect because we're going to end up covering it mostly with other ingredients anyways. So what do I have here? I've got some fresh pineapple. Let's start with some of that. Just put a little coverage of that, one end of the bowl. And you can be as precise as you want. You can get in there with like tweezers and whatnot. But like I've said many times in the past, I'm a bit more rustic in my approach. I'm going to do another layer of granola. More granola if you're a big fan of the crunch. I'm going to do about an inch thick line. And again, I'm just tilting on the side and dumping it in there for a little bit of, tiny bit of precision. What next? Let's do some chia seeds again. And I'm just going to pour them right out of my little ramekin. Beautiful. I've got a couple of beautiful red colors here. I've got some goji berries from home, and I think I've talked about these in the past. I don't know if I've shown them off. And these are another amazing South American superfood. They're just dried berries, super high in antioxidants, quite delicious. I love the very chewy texture. I'm going to put a few of those on there. Not going to go too crazy. Just one simple line. Yum, yum, yum. Just that little extra punch of color is beautiful. This is a ground lindenberry, which I got from dear friends that were visiting Rythmia from Finland recently. Just a freeze-dried powder, a great source of another mix of vitamins and minerals and whatnot. We could add in some cacao nibs if we want, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of chocolate with my fruit, so I'm not going to do that. But I do have some pumpkin seeds that a dear friend of mine left at my house when she was just visiting, so I'm going to add in a few of those. And again, this is just whatever you want to do to zhuzh up your plate. Give it a bit more texture, a bit more substance. Maybe some mango, because that, I like to put on the top what's in it so people know, okay. A little bit of mango. And again, this green mint leaf. Not because there's mint in it this time, just because I want the color. Dun, dun, dun. And then some dried coconut, because Kenneth was so sweet as to bring that out for me. I'm just putting the coconut right on top of the mango. Lovely. Yummo! There's breakfast. Easy peasy. And look at the size of that bowl. It's like the size of my head. Tell me that wouldn't be a satisfying breakfast. You could have a smoothie on the side, some scrambled eggs, some avocado toast. You'd be good for the day. Okay, so is that all I was covering today? Is that all, Kenneth? I think that was it, right? I had one other smoothie bowl, but we're not going to do it because in the essence of time. We're 46 minutes in. I'm trying to keep these to around 45 minutes long. Also, let me know in the comments if you think that's a good time or if that's too long, if you want it shorter, if you want it longer. How does that mixer not damage the blades when you're pushing the fruit around? Good question. Now, this is because this blender has been built specifically for this purpose. The lid, the tamper, does not go all the way down towards the blade. It's kind of hard to see, but the tamper only goes to about an inch above where the actual blade is. So there's no way that I'm ever going to get that down to touch the blade. That's the trick. Everyone that owns a Vitamix, I'm sure, out there at this point in time, has made the foolish mistake of trying to use this without thinking and doing that without the lid, and you've destroyed your tamper. That's why I don't have a tamper for this jug. They all come with a tamper. All of these pitchers do. But someone down the line in the kitchen has taken the tamper and put it into the moving blender, not only smashed a hole in the bottom and broke it in half, and also left plastic in the blender, so then whatever you're blending is garbage. But everyone, I mean, can I get a hallelujah or an amen to anyone out there that's watching that owns a Vitamix that has destroyed their tamper? You can buy these in replacement parts on Amazon because it happens all the time. But that's the trick. This hole here, the tamper has this ridge here that you put through the hole, and it doesn't go any deeper, and your blade is actually about this far beneath it. So it helps to just press the ingredients down towards the blade, but it doesn't actually make contact with the blade. Is there any other questions or comments? The microphone is definitely worth it. The sound is so much better. Okay, cool. Thank you, SN. Yay, you made it. You made it, Sherry. What else? Do I have anything? Great audio. Yay! Play perfect.
You see my picture there?
I can't see the pictures here, but I'll see them afterwards. For some reason, they're not coming up on my feed here. Jean is not long enough to reach the blades. Okay, so SN is answering the question. Sean Williams says, fab recipes as usual. Yum. Marina says, it's great timing. What a beautiful bowl. I'm not yet on tamper. All right, so I think that's all I have today, friends. Let me have a gander, see if I have a topic for next week on my calendar here. Again, guys, send me your ideas. What do you want to see? It could be a specific recipe that you would want me to show you how to make. Maybe I have a recipe for it, maybe not. But anything you want, just let me know, and we'll see what we can do. Oh, so next Sunday, what did I call it? I don't remember what I called it, but next Sunday I'm actually going to be on the road. I'm not going to be here at Rythmia. I'm actually going to be in Portland, Oregon. I'm going to be there for a workshop that I'm taking part in, and I'm also going to be visiting some friends. A friend who is a chef, her name is Bree, and her husband who is a record producer, and I'm I'm very excited to be heading up to the USA, and I'll be doing my live from there, from Portland, Oregon. So I haven't decided exactly what the content of that's going to be, but it's probably going to be about local food and ingredients that I can get in Portland. I'm going to talk about that. So taking Roots, Map Wellness, Miracle Meals on the road. All right, everybody, I hope that you had fun. I sure as heck did. I know Kenneth did. I mean, he's having a barrel of fun over here. And Magically delicious. Thank you, Meg. Thank you. Everyone's saying thank you. Okay, awesome. So that means I'm out. Beautiful, guys. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next Sunday. Mwah.